Alright, so in this one, we're going to be doing our annual monthly, I guess, LF tier list, because every single month we get a new LF. It's been near 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks since Vegeta dropped, and I feel like it is an accurate time to where I can rate him. I'll probably have an S plus tier. I'm actually going to add that right now because we're going to need an S plus tier at this point. There's just so many LFs in this game. You can't really go wrong with another tier to add them to. But yeah, how it typically works is the LF Zenkais I'm going to rate at 7 stars, and the LF non-Zenkais I will rate at 6 stars. Even though that might not seem that fair, it is more or less a fine basis to go off. I think rating them at 9 stars would be a better idea because that is a stat increase and that's what people are striving for with any LF or any unit in the game. But for now, we will keep it at 7. Probably by Black Friday time, I'll change it around to where it's 9 stars for LF Zenkais and still 6 stars for the non-LF Zenkais. But to start this, I guess we'll just go in order, right? Like how they're placed here. Vegito Blue, you know what? I'm going to go backwards. So Piccolo first. Piccolo, I do think, and this will change as we go through it, right? By the end of it, we'll have like the full-on, like my real opinion tier list. But Piccolo is S+. Piccolo, Blast Base 3 Gen. Very good team, right? Oh, I forgot to put the light on. Oh, fuck it. Piccolo, Blast Base 3 Gen, very good. Piccolo himself, very good. Piccolo Yajirobe, very good. Piccolo is defensive. He does crazy damage when you just let him get going. And he doesn't really need to get going. He just needs timer counts to pass for his card draw speed to kick in, card cost down to kick in, green cards, which is easy because he supplies his own green cards with the card draw with the main ability on his second main. Does crazy nuke damage on his blue card. And overall is just a very good unit for the teams he's on. Honestly, pretty slept on. I do think he is one of the better LF Zenkais. I don't think he's, you know, Super Saiyan 3 level, Gohan level, or some of those units. But I do think he is at least in the discussion of one of the better LF units in the game with a Zenkai. Maybe if, you know, he didn't have a Zenkai, he'd be like bottom of the barrel. Actually, he wouldn't be that low, but he'd be scraping it, right? But with the Zenkai, a very good LF that, if you have him, you know what I'm talking about. It's kind of like Frieza, right? Full power Frieza. Most people don't have him, so they don't know what you're talking about when you use him or, you know, talk about him. And I'm one of those. I don't have him, so when I discuss him, it'll be kind of rough to go over it, but it'll also feel like it's iffy. I don't know. We'll go over it when we do. But Piccolo, S+. Again, this list will change as we go through it, right? LF Rose. LF Rose, I want to say, is S. I highly value LF Rose, especially at 6 stars here. I do think he is good enough to run. The thing with him is there's a lot of units that kind of want 6 stars and don't care about 6 stars. To give examples, Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta. Sure, he'll do his tanking, his, whatever they called it, crazy defense at 6 stars, right? No, crazy defense, you know what I mean. For an LF, there's no crazy defense. Look at Gogeta 4. But, he's one of those that you don't need at 6 stars, Super Saiyan Blue Evolution. Revival Gohan, you don't really need them at 6. Yes, they want it, that's fine, but it's also like, Revival's such a good mechanic, do you really need him at 6? The whole reason you're running him is because he has the Revive mechanic, and how well he pairs with other units. Future Gohan, he's not meant to do damage. Like, he can do it if you really, really force him. But Future Gohan, if I had him like 6 stars, I'd give him sustain equips to give him health, to give him all this stuff, because all he's meant to do is cover in, give me support for my FSK or my Revival Gohan. Boom. That's it. I don't give a shit about his damage. I don't give a shit about any of that. That's all he's meant to do, in my opinion. And, I mean, those units aren't units that you need to have high stars. Rose, unfortunately, well, fortunately for this list, unfortunately for players, is a unit that does want 6 stars. He scales greatly with his strike arts, doing very good damage at 6 stars. The bleed, that goes when they're on the bench. I talked about it so much. I love this character for that. 15% chance to destroy an enemy's Dragon Ball per strike arts used. I mean, it's really good. The green card into blue card. The green card extends their bleed, so they're going to bleed longer even if they're not out there. Blue card goes type neutral. Does AoE damage, so it hits their side units as well. The ultimate itself, which, you know, it's It's not going to do the craziest, but it'll do good damage, kind of like 3 strike arts mixed into 1 arts, basically. His blast damage is ass, but he's a strike-based unit, right? I can't look at Piccolo and be like, his strike damage is ass. Well, he's a blast-based unit. No shit, Sherlock. That's kind of how it's going to work with this, because people might say, oh, but this guy's this is shit. Well, he's not a defense type, so his defense is bad. He's not this type, so his this is bad. They know how to, like, work units nowadays. Like, FSK, you could say, oh, well, he's not a defense type, but he could tank. Oh, Super Saiyan 3, he's not a defense type, he could tank. Those aren't on purpose. Those are anomalies that were mistakes. Most units should be this not one-dimensional creature, but at least focus on one thing more than an all-around god-tier character as, like, LF Super Saiyan 3, Gohan, all these other units, right? They should be able to focus just on one thing to be a balanced thing and not a broken thing as the units I just stated, right? Let's keep going. I do think he is S tier, and I don't think they'll ever change my mind. I think by the end of this, he'll even be S tier. Vegito Blue, or not Vegito Blue, Jesus. Super Vegito. Is he the worst LF? I feel like I've rated him as the worst in these when I've done them before. Is he? Not on release, obviously, but right now, I guess so. Because I ran that Super... I haven't run it, Super Vegito. I should probably, like, revisit him, honestly. But I've run Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, the LF one. He didn't, like, do bad, honestly. Yeah, it's definitely Super Vegito. To put him at the bottom here, I mean, if you don't know his uniques, I know them off the top of my head because they are Green Goku Black's uniques, just restricted. When he does a strike, he gets strike damage. Or when he draws a strike, he gets strike damage. Draws a blast, gets blast. Green card, he gets key recovery. And then blue card, he gets blue card damage up. Literally, all they have to do for his Zenkai, unrestrict him, make it, okay, the same thing as Green Goku Black, because that's the same exact uniques. That's it. His main ability is still crazy to this day. I think he gets card draw speed, cancels attribute upgrades, and some damage inflicted, I believe, somewhere in his kit. Blue card is a long animation, and talked about it, Rose has a long animation green card and a blue card that's a short animation. So, Super Vegito, blue card, long animation, green card stops abnormalities like, you know, paralyze, poison, faint when he pops the green card. Pretty good in his, like, legitimate base kit. It's just that, you know, stats, age, it's kind of what affects every unit in this game, and he is a culprit of this, right? It's not like he can do much about it. And him being a Super Saiyan, I do worry for his Zenkai after looking at Frieza, where I think he is not that great. Super Vegito, being a Super Saiyan, the Bardock effect, I worry he will be pretty shit, and that'd be kind of sad, because we don't really have another Super Vegito in the game. We have the transforming one, but it's like, Super Vegito, we have one Super Vegito. Isn't that crazy to think? One Super Vegito, and we have EX Gogeta, Super Gogeta, Gogeta Blue, Transforming Gogeta. We have all these other Gogeta, Green Gogeta. We have like 5-6 Gogetas. We have one Super Vegito, and we have 3 base Gogetas, because Dragon Ball Super EX, Transforming, and then, well, then we have Gogeta Blue. We have 3 Gogeta Blues from Dragon Ball Super. And we have one Super Vegito. One actual just Super Vegito. That's crazy to me. But yeah, B tier. I mean, you just can't dispute it, right? He's just not good enough. Broly. Oh boy, that's a discussion, huh? I don't like this discussion because I don't like this character. Broly, he is, I want to put him A. I want to say he's S, but I want to put him in A. Broly is S tier. Look, I just don't like Broly. I've said it so many times, and if you haven't seen my videos, the reason I don't like Broly is because he just relies on your opponent's mistakes. I don't like characters like this. Zamasu is in a similar boat, but he doesn't get, like, as much get back when the opponent makes a mistake. What I mean by this is, if your opponent is incompetent enough to swap when LF Broly is hitting him, they're not... You already probably won that match, honestly. Because Broly's going to get card draw speed, he's going to get his Vanish back up to this much percentage, I'm pretty sure it's like 40% or something. And you basically can just rampage through it all and just not really care. That's the thing I don't like about Broly. His own kit where you control it, you control this flow of his kit, is green cards and doing arts. But if they make the mistake and swap, and you catch them, then he looks 10 times better. I don't like that. And then on top of that, I've heard people deny me so much with this. He's not good on movies. He's not good on other teams besides Super Saiyan. He is meant for Super Saiyan. He did not get nerfed because he's a Super Saiyan. He got buffed. Like, he wasn't one of those units that was a culprit of Bardock being a Super Saiyan and leading him, right? He just wants to be there, though. I'm sorry, his damage just isn't good enough on any other team to warrant him existing compared to Gokua on movies. You know, where else could you run this guy? Powerful opponent? Kid Buu? Oof, man, Kid Buu is S+, just saying. Kid Buu shit stomps this guy in any discussion, any debate, in any situation. Broly, well, I think he's fine. I just don't like a character that's reliant on your opponent making a mistake to get more attributes, to be better, and all this. There's a lot of LFs here, and only few of them require your opponent to make a mistake to look like their peak. For example, Gogeta Blue kind of wants that with the green card, but does he rely on that green card to make him look as good as he does? No. Broly relies on the opponent making that mistake to look as good as he does. That's the big ticket there. That's the big overarching theme. Even Zamasu, he gets the vanish back. Same thing as Broly when the opponent switches. But does he need that? No, it's just vanish. You don't need to get your vanish back because of this. You just swap out afterwards. It's just a good little treat. But Broly getting card draw speed, damage, he needs it. He relies on it, more or less. And I don't like that in a unit. I like a unit that can do their own thing on their own and not need to rely on this or that or this or that. And Piccolo, Rose, they can both do their things on their own, given, you know, some might be worse than others, but they do it on their own, right? That's why I appreciate in LFs. A lot of LFs are like that, and it's very nice to see. Speaking of an LF that, well, doesn't need support, but is a support, Frieza. Oh boy. I don't think... Do I think Frieza's... Okay. Thinking team-wise, right? Team-wise, Frieza is worse than Broly. I really don't like this Frieza at all. I understand his support. I think his max damage inflicted by himself is 35%. He's support. I understand that. Okay. Frieza can tank. He increases card cost. Cancels buff effects. So if Super Saiyan 3 Goku goes type neutral, you swap in your Frieza. He's not type neutral anymore. I understand that. Twice. He does that twice. I understand all of this. But I don't like Frieza at all. Like, as an individual unit, I hate this character. He can tank. But that's really it. His ultimate can nuke. There you go. His ultimate gets like 50% damage off after a certain amount of counts, I believe. And it's against Saiyans. He can nuke them. But that's on one art. Green card lower sub. Okay. I'm kind of convincing myself to S tier because the green card lowering sub count holding the blue card. Okay. He's S tier. Above Broly. Just because he has so much enabling, right? The green card, that's a paralyzed and lower sub count. Blue card, he holds and was going to have a lot of, which is a good delay. And his own blue card, a quick animation. Broly, quick animation, can't faint, by the way. Can faint, by the way. Frieza, quick animation, draw another arts card when you land this one. I think he has enough utility to warrant S tier. I just don't like Frieza individually, and I don't think I'm supposed to, because Frieza is more of a utility base. He's support, right? Yeah, I do think S tier. It's just that I wish he hit just a teensy bit harder on his normal arts. Just a teensy bit. I mean, LOE needs it. Frieza Force kind of needs it. Like, I could run the new, you know, APE Vegeta and Frieza together, and that's great. Like, on Frieza Force, I run that. Goresh ran that. I got my ass beat by him when he ran that team. But he had Vegeta carry, and Frieza just kind of seemed like, okay, I'll come in, tank, and then I'll leave. And that's great, that's cool, but it's like, well, you had 2 reds and 1 purple. If I just brought, you know, a blue unit, your Frieza wouldn't have done anything because he would have done no damage. And then your Vegeta and other unit, Robbery, would have been fucked. It's like, if Frieza just doesn't do enough on his own, damage-wise, to warrant him any higher than this, I think. I do think Rose is better. Strike-based Future is a really good team. And if you can manage that, which at 6 stars, all these LFs would be good enough to manage that. I do think it's a better team than Frieza Force, LOE, Powerful Opponent. And this guy doesn't even flow on Powerful Opponent, this Frieza. He just doesn't flow the greatest. You already have Bojack anyways. You don't really need this Frieza there. But to keep going, okay, this isn't a debate, so let's just put him there. I mean, do I really have to say anything? The best, if not the best unit, the second best unit of the game. I personally think Revival Gohan's the best unit. And then FSK is the second best, then Future is the third, and then Super Saiyan 3 is the fourth. And that's how the list is going to look. Just letting you guys know, because some people might say FSK is the best. Again, the relying on another unit type of thing, that whole situation, I hate. FSK is the embodiment of that, where, okay, let this guy die, and then I'll do my god tier shit. The difference is with Broly and FSK is, FSK clearly scales a lot better than Broly does in his god tier shit. But I don't like the idea of, must die, I become god. Like, I just like playing safer, I think, is more the case, because, you know, you don't want your units to die, but if they have to, it's like, oh shit, well, at least I have somebody to, like, shit stomp, right? But Revival, I mean, that's why, right? The Revival mechanic, if it weren't in a thing, or, I can't even speak, if it weren't even a thing in the game, this Gohan would probably be, like, S tier, but him being a Revival unit, you just don't really have to worry about much. I mean, maybe, you know, Yellow Future Gohan, you have to worry about DKP, some other units that are good meta endurance nullifying units, but Revival, no one nullifies it, only Vegeta kind of screws it, but he doesn't even screw it that much to where it's that effective, honestly. Like, it matters, but it's like, it matters kind of like you're going to give your dog some food and he's already fat. Like, he's already fat, right? He's not really going to get much more fat, so fuck it, just give him whatever the fuck he wants at that point. But, yeah, Z tier, best team in the game, best unit in the game. That's just how that works. That's just how it works, man. Evolution Blue Vegeta. Surprised no one's in A tier yet. I see A tier units when I'm looking at this though. Evolution Blue Vegeta. I want to say S+. I really do. He's not better than Piccolo. He's not running on Saiyans. You're only running this guy on God Key, for sure. Vegeta family is, it's okay, it's just not good enough to run. It's very top heavy. Evolution Blue Vegeta I think is S+. I think he's S+, but worse than Piccolo. Yeah. Piccolo I hold at a very high regard because how good regen is. Vegeta at 6 stars, very good. I mean, he's gonna do crazy damage. The thing with Vegeta is it's more of a risk play when you use him, because you want to get below, what is it, 35 key to get his damage inflicted, damage inflicted, damage inflicted, and then the more those stacks, the more crazy the damage is. But it's like, okay, there's a lot of situations where you'll get maybe like 2 damage buffs stacked. It's like, okay, well, do I drop combo here and try to get another card after so I get 4 and just incinerate this one guy? Or do I play safe, wait it out, maybe sidestep, try to catch them? I don't catch them. I'm kind of fucked, right? There's a lot of if and ands with this Vegeta, but I do think his overall damage he does offer is so good that it's just like, this is worth it, right? This is worth the risk that you take with Vegeta. Green card, draws a card next. Blue card, quick animation. Seals their blast starts, right, when he lands it. Ultimate, nullify special cover change, and endurance. I think, yeah, the ultimate nullifies endurance. The main ability, nullify special cover change for 10 counts. The ultimate, once you pop it, I think you nullify endurance for 10 counts. So, you know, maybe you hit, you know, FSK, and then boom, you can, you know, have them swap out, go to Future Gohan, he's 1 HP, tap him out, nullify endurance. And then the blue card, obviously, on Vegeta goes type neutral. So, let's say you miss your blue card, they don't do anything, they're waiting for you, you just instantly click that ultimate. Honestly, an FSK gets one shot in that scenario, because it goes neutral for 3 counts, right? Very good little tidbit of information you guys could do there if you guys have this Vegeta and haven't tried that yet. Try doing that. Bait out, you know, just throw your blue card, miss it on purpose, rush. Throw that ultimate. Do anything, because in that scenario, you're type neutral, you really aren't struggling. You're just in a prime candidate situation to shit stomp and take over. I say that word a lot for some reason, but hey, fuck it. Let's keep going. Beerus. Beerus, I think he's the first A tier. I think so. Yeah, Beerus is A tier. Beerus is usable. It's not like, you know, A tier means unusable. I think B tier means unusable, to be fair. But, well, Super Vegito really isn't that unusable. I'm probably going to use him tomorrow after going over this tier list, because I am intrigued to see what he can do. And not on Super Saiyans, by the way. On Super Saiyans, he lacks because he takes too long to build up. But, Beerus, at 7 stars, he's definitely A tier. You probably have him higher stars, honestly, if you do have him Zenkai. Like, I have him like 12 stars, and he seems fine. But, he's just a culprit of age. You know, what are you going to do? Blue card, quick animation. Green card's a dash forward, no blast armor. Again, culprit of age. Most units don't have that nowadays. If they have a dash forward type of thing, 99% of the time, it has blast armor. And if they don't, then their other arts probably make up for that without having a blast armor. There's always like a yin-yang give back in how they make units nowadays. But Beerus, again, being so old, he just doesn't stand the test of time. He's good enough to run, for sure. I do prefer him over Vados if I'm going to run like a more fun setup, but Vados is just a better unit. It's just how it is. A tier for him. I do think he's usable. I just don't think he is the best used unit for the team. So, yeah. Super Saiyan 3, you know, I rated him number 4. I already said this. I still think that's true. What can go wrong with this guy? He can make you just lose your mind, right? Super Saiyan 3 can go type neutral. The more you swap out, the more damage his ultimate will do. His ultimate can nuke you. It will nuke you. Even with not many swap outs, it's going to nuke you because his stats are insane. His stats are honestly, like, I think top 10 in the game. Defense is one of the highest defenses in the game. Like, I'm pretty sure he is a top 10 overall defensive stat unit in the game. I don't know why. He's a range type. Again, I kind of talked about this earlier. They made this unit an all-around god, while others are kind of not more one-dimensional, but more focused on one thing opposed to 10 things with this guy, right? He gets card draw speed after timer counts. He's going to do more damage after timer counts. Gets card cost down, I believe, after timer counts. And it's not many timer counts. I think it's like 30, 40, something like that. And matches go along for a long time because his team is Angel Vegeta. Basically, if you have this guy at, let's say, 800k HP, the Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and you go to Angel Vegeta, you don't even pop the main, and you swap back to somebody else, this guy will be about 2 million health, give or take. And he has double HP, well, triple HP equips on his best team. If you really want to run the optimal setup, you run double HP equips with Kakarot, Goku, and Raditz. Then you just run Angel Vegeta, Namek Goku, whoever else on the core setup, and you're thriving. This guy's broken. He has a broken plat equip as well. He's just one of the best in the game, and it's not really disputable. It's just, it is what it is. Hopefully, LF Zenkais die down, and these 3 units you see here, and more units to come, can overtake the reins of LF Zenkais. Again, you kind of see it with Frieza being an S, Super Saiyan 3 being in Z. It's like, clearly they made a mistake, and they're righting that mistake, just, it's taken a bit. Hopefully it gets written by Black Friday or something, because I'm tired of Super Saiyan 3 Goku. But Zamasu, to look at him, Zamasu's S. I think, yeah, Zamasu's right next to, Zamasu's higher than Rose. Yeah. I do respect Zamasu a little bit more now. I'm just running into more of them in PvP last season. He's not the same thing as Broly. I've said this when we were going over Broly. He just gets Vanish back, right? That's all he gets. The same percentage as Broly. I believe it's 40%. If it's lower or higher, let me know. But I'm pretty sure it's 40%. And that's all he gets when the enemy switches. He doesn't rely on the enemy. He can go neutral on his green, given it's a long animation. Blue card, quick animation. When you land the blue card, you draw a green card. Strike arts do a lot of damage. Blast arts do okay damage. Ultimate, it's a very good kill option. Because if you just stack like 4 or 5 arts costs, or arts cards, then you pop that ultimate. You're probably going to kill somebody. If not, damage the person coming in next. And destroy their whole hand. And you're in a prime situation to where, boom, I just got some of my Vanish back. Boom, I might have all these arts cards drawn quicker because all this. And then he def buffs with -1 card draw speed to enemy and health restore down to the enemy, which is very good to like Super Saiyan 3 Goku type units, right? Because they both, well, he does that in his kit, right? He heals he has the card draw speed, you're just basically nullifying that. And I think it lasts for a certain amount of counts. I don't think it's uncancelable. If it were uncancelable, it would be very good, but it does last a certain amount of counts, which is fine. Zamasu, very good option. Again, Strike Future is kind of what I'm theming here when I'm rating these two units side by side, Zamasu and Rose. And I do think, once again, that is a better team than Frieza and Broly can flow on. Just all-encompassing, right? To keep going, though, UI Goku, I do think is A tier. I do think he is... Wait, I want to say he's higher than Beerus, but I don't think so, actually. Is he higher than Beerus? I really disrespect UI Goku. I really don't like him at all. Higher than Beerus. UI Goku. I don't think so. I don't think so. UI Goku, what? He gets a little bit over 100% damage inflicted with mediocre stats. Green card's a long animation that gives you card draw speed, heal, and that's about it, right? Blue card, dash forward without Blast Armor? Does he have Blast Armor on his blue? I think he does. I fucking hope he does. Blast Armor on blue, I'm going to say, because I think he does. Ultimate, main ability cancels attribute upgrades to the enemy, and then it gets key, does the ultimate, whatever. The thing is with UI Goku, he's so fragile he can get one shot by a blue card, and UI does not dodge blue cards. He dodges Strike, Blast, Tap, or Tap Bait, you know, Blast Darts, whatever. He doesn't dodge blue cards. If you just land a blue card on this guy with any reasonable, like, Zenkai or newer unit, or even aged unit sometimes, or type of disadvantage to UI Goku, obviously a yellow, he's gonna die. He's just so fragile. His stats are beyond shit. I understand why his stats are shit. They were scared when they made him like, oh my god, he's too fucking good. We gotta, like, tone this fucker down. Like, we can't make him that crazy because he has a whole new mechanic. But then we look at him now, it's like, oh, well, shit. He hasn't aged too great. He's not even a year old, and I do think he is scraping the bottom of a barrel for an LF unit. It's sad to see him at this tier, but, I mean, they just really neutered him because they were scared. And I wish they did the same for LF Zenkais, but they didn't, and they did it to UI Goku instead. I mean, I think everyone on his banner, maybe excluding Dispo, I do think Dispo is better, honestly. Is better than him that was on his banner, especially Jiren and Toppo. Jiren is literally, by the way, the green Jiren, just side note this, because since I'm looking at Gogeta Blue here, green Jiren is Gogeta Blue. Just thinking about it. He really is. Just everything in his kit, maybe besides the blue card, but the green card, hard to land. Strike, Blast, Nullify, Spell, Cover Change, the whole shebang. I was going to say EX Jiren. Green Jiren literally is Gogeta Blue, just better. Just FYI. Well, better as a unit, not kit-wise. But to keep going, though. Oh, God. Where do I put this Vegeta? Mine's only at 4 stars. I want to put S+, man. I don't know. People disrespect this guy so much, and I don't understand it. Well, I do understand it, because they're running this Vegeta on a blast-based team with Namek Goku, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and this Vegeta. And they'll say, oh, he's doing no damage! He's on a fucking blast-based team, and people are running him. And he's a strike-based unit. It's like, huh? What are you doing? But, that's 6 stars. I gotta put him here. I have to. Yes, he is worse than Evolution Blue. I've come to terms with that. Barely. I'm not really saying he's worse. I'm more saying he's on par, honestly. Yeah, he's there. Man, I'm rating Piccolo high, huh? I'm kind of... I think I'm... I don't know. I might change up Piccolo in the future, but, Vegeta... I just haven't had him impress me too much with damage, man. On Frieza Force, yes, but that's like... He's getting support from Frieza. Like, he kind of needs that, it seems like. I don't know. Vegeta seems reliant on support. He's on the best team in the game on Saiyans. You just run him with a decent fucking setup with, like, Angel Vegeta instead of, like, Namek Goku and Super Saiyan 3 Goku with him, then boom, he'll be fine. But, Endurance, green card that nullifies special cover change, blue card that does good damage, he does more damage to Blues, Sun Family, and or Saiyans, I believe. Which is a very all-encompassing thing, because that's most of the game, right? You're going to run into a Sun Family, or Blue, or Saiyan unit, somewhere in fucking PvP. This is kind of how it works, because he's fucking red, obviously. But there's not much else to him. Really, there's not. I mean, he lowers sub count on his blue card by 5, which is good, but it's like, I've never had it hit so hard to where it's like, oh my god, this is such good damage, and I'm lowering sub count. Like, even when I'm doing a full, 4 strike guards into a blue card, I never get that impressed. He does draw a strike guards, or he does draw a card, actually. I'm not sure what it is. After he does his first card and lands it, which does extend the combo, which again, the sub count thing. I don't know, I'm just never too impressed with this Vegeta. I do think he's good. I understand his value and what he does for, like, the Saiyan team. It's just that, if he were Blast-based, he'd fit probably Z-tier, honestly. It's just that he's Strike-based, that he doesn't flow the greatest, and that's his main drawback, I'd say. He's fine for what he is. Greater on Frieza Force, I always thought when I saw him come out, I was like, he's not going to be Saiyan built because he's Strike-based. He's a lot better on Frieza Force than anything. If you haven't tried him there, please do it. Powerful opponent. Bojack, I'm sorry, he's just 10 times better. He's not going to get replaced. Saiyan Saga, this guy's actually pretty good with Yajirobe if you have him, because the green card spam, and this guy's AoE green card, that's a quick animation. You're really not going to go wrong with that. But overall, I'm never too impressed with Vegeta, but he's never let me down fully. So I do think S Plus is warranted because of what he offers for his teams, and his teams aren't the craziest besides Saiyan. So like, Frieza Force is good, but it's not like fucking God Key or something, right? It's good, just not good enough. But to go over this a little quicker, because some of these units are just irrelevant as fuck. I forgot Goten was a Zenkai, wow. Vegeta, honestly I want to say UI is above him, but I think this Vegeta is A tier. I think he is usable. I've run him. He did pretty fucking good damage, given he's only strike-based, because one-dimensional. But he can lock in, he can heal, quick animation blue card, double card draw speed on main for 10 counts, I believe. Is supporting as well. Baby support. Very, very minimal support, but supporting as well. Not a bad unit. Usable still. Honestly, I could see a discussion for a strike-based Godkey team with, this guy, Rose, and Zamasu actually working out. It's just that it'd be a little hard because this Vegeta is pretty aged. But not the worst thing. Trust me. Goten? Goten's above UI. Goten's above Beerus. Goten's not Broly, though. Goten's A tier, right? I think Goten's A tier. But if Goten's A tier, then that means Super Saiyan 4. Nah, Goten's S tier. Goten's like the bottom of S tier. Like, you could easily say A tier and be fine with that. He's just replaced. Like, there's not much to say about him. He does okay blast. He does good, honestly. Not okay. He does good blast damage, but he's replaced. There's not much else. The Z tier unit, the #1 unit in the game, replaces him. You can't really argue anything about him. He's just okay at what he wants to do and does nothing too impressive. And his blue card's a long animation, which is unfortunate, but he does get Vanish back on it, so... If you do land it, you get some Vanish back. I think it's like 60%. But to look at Super Saiyan 4 Goku... I'm thinking about Majin Vegeta while I'm looking at Super Saiyan 4 Goku because their kits are so similar in the defense aspect. With the more arts hit on you, the more defense will get back. I think he's... Teams. Let me think teams. God Key's better than GT, right? It is. I think he's right there. Yeah. Majin Vegeta is going to be higher than him, funny enough, even though they're pretty much similar units. I just think Majin Vegeta is just a better because transforming and everything else he does. But Super Saiyan 4 Goku, he wants to be last man stand when he has no defenses. He wants to... I don't know what he wants to do because you can't do it, right? This green card should have thrown the enemy out for a certain amount of counts, not just throw them out and then they come back in whenever the fuck they want. Blue card, dash forward, blast armor. That's cool. Strike and blast don't do crazy damage until you have enough buildup. And with that buildup, it takes too long to get. So you're just kind of struggling the entire match, thinking, oh, what the fuck am I going to do? Because I have to build up so long, and it takes too long. And it resets when I switch. So it's like, well, shit. He's just not good enough to run. And he's fine, but he's just not good enough to run for, how new he is. Like, he came out right before anniversary. He's not old. Like, this guy is as fresh as... Future Gohan, and Future Gohan, spoiler alert, is Z tier. Like, he's more new than him, and he's Z tier. Future Gohan, just understand that. Gogeta Blue. This dumbass debate between Gogeta Blue. I actually do think, it's not even a debate right now. I do think this is where Gogeta Blue ranks. The sustained God Key build, and there's 2 God Key builds. I should probably discuss this with Evolution Blue Vegeta, but it doesn't really matter that much because it's individual teams, but just go over it. The sustained God Key build of Revival, Goku, Vados, and Gogeta Blue is a very tanky setup, and it works, but you're relying on Gogeta Blue way too much. Then the offensive build of Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, God Topo, Super Saiyan Blue Goku, or if you want to have like a little bit more of a tank, then you replace God Topo with someone else. Maybe Vados for more sustain. It just works better. You're not really, yes, you don't have the revive, but it's also that you can just do your own thing and just shit stomp a lot quicker, with Vegeta being as good as he is and as damaging as he can be, with, his uniques of damage inflicted going up and up and up when he has lower ki. Gogeta Blue, while he's good, I just don't think he can stand the test of beating out Vegeta in any respect. Either Vegeta, because Grade 8 Vegeta is on Saiyans, and it's like, how can you really beat out the best team in the game when you're just on a very tanky setup, and that's only where you run on. You're not running Gogeta Blue on movies, fusions. He's only run on God Ki because of Vados. Vados makes Gogeta Blue as good as he can be, right? I just don't think there's a debate on that, honestly. Kid Buu. Kid Buu is going to be very fucking rough to rate. Look at all these units in S+. He's S+ Kid Buu. I won't take that away from him, but where the fuck does he go? It's a really good question. Kid Buu. Is regen better than God Ki? Is regen better than Saiyans? No. I feel like I'm gonna underrate Kid Buu on this. Like, there's a part of me that wants to put him like right next to Piccolo. There's also a part of me that wants to put him like right behind Grade 8 Vegeta. Team-wise, he's here. Regen is better than God Ki. I just want to say that straight up. Like, I easily think that. It's just that Evolution Blue Vegeta just offers some, maybe he's lower? Evolution Blue? I don't know. This is hard. Maybe Piccolo's too high. This list is really tough, honestly, because there's so many good new, like, LFs. Like, Kid Buu's not even new. Like, he's fucking old at this point. 6 months or something like that. And look where he is. Gogeta Blue as well. Like, they actually, like, hats off. They actually made LFs, like, last in the meta. Like, look at these 4. Given 2 of them are new, but it's like, Jesus Christ. Kid Buu, he does a lot. It's just the Evolution in Grade 8 just do more. I mean, Evolution, yes, God Ki is a worse team than Regen. That's just straight up it. But unit-wise, individually, Evolution does do a lot. And Saiyans is better with Grade 8 Vegeta. But Grade 8 Vegeta, is he that impressive? I think Kid Buu can be in between here or here. I think it's hard to say which one in particular. I do think Radium, where I put him, is more a safe option, because you could argue, okay, he's not that crazy, but he is very crazy, right? He's kind of like UI Goku, but on drugs. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to put my hands up. But yeah, he's good. It's a dilemma to move him up or down, because the other units are just so much fucking good stuff. Namekick Goku, oh boy. Let me just say this before I rate him. Namekick Goku could look like a Z tier unit if you know how to play him. Namekick Goku in the hands of 99% of player bases, which is what this list is about. The average Joe Schmo player, given 6-star LFs, is not very average, but the average Legends player that doesn't use Namekick Goku 24/7, he's not going to be Z tier. Namekick Goku, I'm sorry. That's just factual. I think it's factual. It's my opinion. So, actually, it's not factual. Please don't get angry about it. Just don't think he makes it to S+. He's on the best team in the game, but man, most people just don't know how to fucking use this guy, and that's why he's here. From experience using him, from experience playing against him, he looks like absolute shit anytime I play against him, and he will never do what he wants to do. I'm sorry. That's just from my experience. I'm sorry. Majin Vegeta. Majin Vegeta is definitely higher than Super Saiyan 4 Goku, just say that. I do think Majin Vegeta is higher than Goten, so he is right there. Majin Vegeta, he's Super Saiyan 4 Goku, but better. Because he's transforming, because he knows how special cover change on his second main. He heals because he's transformed. And just a better unit, that's it. And he does more to the biggest foe of Dragon Ball Legends, which is Goku. And you're going to run into a Goku a lot of matches, whether it be God Ki, Saiyans, Sun Family, anywhere. Those are the main teams you're going to run into. And, I mean, Goku is there Vegeta can do more damage. That'll never age. That's always going to be great. Future Gohan, right here. I do think FSK is number 2, but Future Gohan, I mean, I already went over him. He's just the support unit. He is your backbone of support. He is your Vados of your hybrid team. Obviously not the healing, but the support he offers to make your units look crazy. He does that. He can do okay damage. He'll never impress you with his crazy damage, especially at like a 6-star, maybe like a 10-star maybe, but 6 stars, he'll never do crazy damage. His ultimate can hit pretty hard. He does have card draw speed forever, uncancelable, which is good for stalling. And he can just screw over with his, blue card locking, strike arts when he lands it, main ability locking blue and greens. He can just kind of screw you over if you do all those in a cohesive manner, right? Oh boy, Gogeta 4. I forgot he's even here. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. This is gonna be fun. Where the fuck do you fit? Where the fuck do you fit? You're not 8. Are you 8 here? I do think, respectfully, he is here, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Yeah. He's better than Maj Vegeta and Goten. It's just that he's not great. 100%, 110% rather, to damage inflicted as peak. 80% cut one time, but he just blasts armor, then you're going to lose it. Then he has 50% cut, but he has no stats because, I mean, he's a defense type without defense stats. He's just not crazy. He can go neutral all these times, but he has no damage inflicted. But he is an LF that is at 6 stars, can do something, and that's more than nothing, right? He's not that crazy, he's not that good, but he is better than these others that are just older. Honestly, they're just worse because they're older. That's really it. Frieza? Frieza's going to be tough because I don't have him. Frieza? I do respect him, for sure. I do think he's S. I think that's respectable. He's not above Zamasu. I think he is above Rose. Is he? Is he? I think it's debatable he's above or below Rose, but I do think he's right there. Don't really own him. I know he nullifies endurance on any hit, I'm pretty sure. Reduces Dragon Balls when the enemy swaps, or when he comes in, rather, I think. Green card can chain, which is good for him. Yeah, there's not much to him that I know. I know he has Blast Armor on strikes. He's just pretty good. I mean, I've never seen him do anything crazy, but I've never seen him disappoint me. So I think S is pretty fair for him. FSK, I went over him already. He's God. I mean, he's God number 2, honestly, but he's God. Don't even have to speak about him anymore. And then Vegito Blue. Vegito Blue. I actually do think he aged pretty well. 6 stars, though. He's not that crazy. I have mine at like 11, so I'm, a little bit, biased here to his aging. Better than Maj Vegeta? I think he's right there. I'm going to be honest here. I'm just going to change this up real quick. I just don't think he fits in S when looking at those units. Honestly, could say Maj Vegeta fits in A, but fuck it. Wait. Hold on. I'm not going to go over Vegito Blue because I feel like people understand him. He just does good strike. I'll go over him a little bit, I guess. Gets good ball manipulation because he gets so many balls because all the strikes he does. Green card cancels their buffs. Nullifies special cover change on ultimate. And nothing else really that crazy. Lock in blue card, which is fine, but it's a long animation. Okay, hold on. Let me just change this up. Goten's definitely better. Just better teams, right? I just want to look at this and go over it real quick in my head. Revival? Yeah. Z tier, I agree. S plus, I actually do agree full. Like, I fully agree with my S plus tier list. I was iffy about it, but nah, I agree with this. For sure. Name it Goku S. Name it Goku could be S plus at the end of it. I just don't see him there. Like, a lot of people probably see him as, like, middle of S plus, maybe bottom of it, but I just don't see him there. Zamasu, I agree. Frieza, agreed. Broly worse than LF Frieza? Yeah, I do agree, actually. Gogeta 4 right there. Vegeta Blue, greater than Goten, yes. Is he? I think it's debatable, Vegeta Blue and Goten. Just because Goten's on the best team in the game. Maj Vegeta, Beerus. Maj Vegeta above Beerus. I actually do think so, yeah. Super Saiyan 4 Goku, then UI, then... I guess this guy could be B tier. I mean, I don't really see him as B tier. honestly. If anything, he's better than Super Vegito, but you could put him B tier. He's not that great. He's just usable still. Yeah, I agree with this. Let me know what you guys think of my LF tier list. I mean, this is it. I don't think there's much you could argue. Maybe Kid Buu, maybe name it Goku a little bit. Piccolo, I think, is going to have a lot of arguments against him because people really don't have Piccolo Zenkai. I think everything else there seems pretty normal, straightforward. Grade 8 Vegeta, the newest LF, what this list is kind of, talking about because he's on the fucking thumbnail. S+, I mean, I don't think that's really debatable. I think that's pretty straightforward. Maybe he could be a little lower, but I do think he is going to fit in S+ nonetheless. Let me know what you guys think of the list, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.